Hi again, everyone. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is picking apart exactly what stress is. Again, you're here uh, online with all of us together in a stress management class. What does that even mean? Usually people come into a class, especially if it's a face-to-face class, the first day thinking that they're just going to manage their time and learn to organize themselves. And that's what stress management is all about. And I'm here to tell you that that's only a small part of what stress management is all about, because stress is far more global, meaning that it's far more reaching in your life than you probably thought it was, and it's more than just about being disorganized or needing to manage your time. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to pick apart what stress is. A lot of people, I say, so what is stress? And it's like they know what it is because they feel it. First thing when I tell people I teach stress management, that's the first thing they do is just go, it's like they settle into the feeling of what stress feels like. But if you try to put it into words, it gets harder to do. And some people will come up with some book definition, and I got to tell you that the book definitions always vary depending on what discipline it's coming from. And the book definitions don't come close into really relating the experience. And the truth is when we experience something deeply, it's hard to put words to. It's like love, deep love. How do you begin to describe the feeling that you feel when you feel deep love? Words fall short. It's the same thing for stress. It's like, are we describing the things that stress us out? Are we describing the feelings that we get, the behaviors we manifest? And so we're just trying to pull apart that all, because it's all stress. It's absolutely all stress, but if we can pull apart the pieces that comprise it, we begin to understand it a little bit more. And then once we understand it a little bit more, then we know how to take care of it. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to get out a piece of paper, and I'm just going to ask you to brainstorm all over that piece of paper. I don't want you to write sentences. I just want you to write words all over a piece of paper, and just brainstorm all over a piece of paper of what it is exactly that comes up for you. Any words that come up for you when I ask you what is stress. And then we're going to kind of look at how those words fall in categories, and then I will explain the stress scales assignment. So again, what exactly is stress? So what I'd like you to do again is get out any piece of paper. Could be blank, could be lined, it doesn't matter. Get out a blank piece of paper, and again, I want you to brainstorm just single words all over that piece of paper of what words come up for you, any word association that comes up for you when you think about stress. And I want you to just keep at it and keep at it, and I'm going to give you several minutes to do that. So and again, don't think about it too much. I just want you to just really brainstorm and kind of let the writing write you. But again, I'm not looking for sentences. I'm just looking for words all over the piece of paper. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to show you an example of quite often what I get when I do this in a face-to-face class and the words that might come up. And you'll just see. You might see some of your own words up there. You might not. And then we're going to look and kind of see how those words fall and maybe categories that they might fall into. And then we'll have more of a discussion from there. But again, right now, what I want you to do is just get out a piece of paper and just start brainstorming all over that piece of paper. There are no wrong answers. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is look at what you wrote and see if you can come up with some really broad categories of the words. Just kind of look over all the different things that you wrote and just kind of, if it's the things that stress you out or if it was your reactions, or just kind of see if you can come up with some general categories. And as you'll see on this, and again, these are kind of nicely laid out because I knew what I was doing. And when I do this in the classroom, I put them in specific places, so yours won't be so easily laid out. But if I were to put down kind of a line between some of the words, and over on the left-hand side, it's like, bills and relationships and school, and those are like all the things that may stress you out. And then in the middle section here, we have physical symptoms of stress, headache, stomach, I can't sleep. And then way over on the right side is kind of the general uneasiness way that we carry the stress. Now, the truth is, stress is all of those things. It's absolutely all of those things. But when we start to try to pull it apart, when we understand that those are all of those things, but none of them exclusively, in other words, stress isn't just the things that stress you out, because somebody else might not be stressed out by the same thing that you're stressed out by. Stress isn't just your physical symptoms, because somebody else may carry different physical symptoms. It's not just the overwhelm, the worry, the anxiety, although that's getting a lot closer. So when we come down to it, stress is really, it's that state of being out of emotional equilibrium, or what we call as emotional disequilibrium. It's not really the things that cause it, although that's a big part of it. It's not really our responses, although that's a big part of it. What it is really the physical and psychological state of being out of balance. And the important thing about understanding that is then we can begin to look at what we do about it. Because when we look at what causes us to be out of balance, then we can look at ways that we can regain that balance. Emotional resilience is the phrase that we use for being able to bounce back into that state of free flowing. Again, stress originally was coined from the term of anything that is the pressure against a machine or pressure against the free flowing of a machine. And so that free flowing state then is where we come back to with emotional resilience.